You know that feeling whenever your body says no, but your creative mind says just a little something. We gotta make something. Well, that's today. My hands are so sore from working outside. I've probably complained about that too much. Look at this. Look at my pinky. It's like... So my hands are moving in really funky ways, and they're hurting, and they're sore, and I'm tired. So I don't want to use scissors, but I do want to create. So today I'm diving into one of my favorite low-pressure collage styles. I'm going to use scraps and color and a little mixed media. Oh, by the way, I'm Jess. I'm a collage artist, and I'm so happy that you're here. If you like this sort of thing, then I really hope you'll consider liking and subscribing and joining us here in the studio again. On a day like today where my hands are aching from overuse, using scraps to create is pretty much my only option. Scissors would hurt to use, and the X-Acto knife, forget about it. Instead of those classic tools, I'm just using the shapes I have or tearing up pieces with my hands. I tend to start by pulling colors and placing those down to get an overall sense of the composition I want to go for. Inevitably, once I start gluing, the placements I started with will get wonky or lost altogether, but that's okay. This is a very loose collage practice, and there really isn't any wrong or right way to do it. Once I've got the background built up, I start gluing. This is one of those more time-consuming steps, as I will sometimes accidentally glue certain pieces down too early. Again, there really isn't any wrong way to go about a collage like this, but sometimes I really like the way a specific edge looks, and I don't want to cover it up with a fresh blob of paper overlaying it. So I fiddle with it until I like it. And honestly, considering what I'm going to do to this later, I'm not sure why I bothered being so particular in this step. This whole piece started because my hands needed a break. I've been spending a lot of time out here in the garden, digging, planting, getting things just how I want them. It's good work, but it wears you out in a different way. Still, all this time in the garden has really fed my creativity. Now that everything is glued, I bring out my trusty POSCA markers for scribbling and adding shapes. This is where I think I went a little too hard. As I draw and scribble and futz around, I'm often creating problems for myself. For instance, I started making a tree shape in yellow, then realized I didn't like it at all, and had to take steps to remove it or cover it somehow. Ultimately, every mistake, though, is just an opportunity to try something else. Because I accidentally blobbed on too much paint, I blotted it off on some scrap paper so I would be able to continue layering color over the top. But another solution I could have used was to glue a fresh block of paper over the top of this area. I wanted the flowers and the greenery to be in the forefront with a dusky sky behind. And honestly, I didn't quite achieve what I envisioned. However, the practice was really meditative, and my hands were thankful for the break. I think of this style as my signature, even though I definitely didn't invent it. It just feels like me. It's my way of turning scraps into something playful and whole, and it lets me create intuitively. In this collage, I wanted to capture some of the wildness of spring. It's a wish for what I hope my garden blossoms into this season. My vision for this piece was to have these like flowers and greenery up in the forefront with a dusky sky behind. And after looking at some of my other collages I've done in this style, I think that where I sort of missed the mark on this one was in not leaving enough of the paper to shine through. It ended up getting a little too covered with POSCA markers. Sometimes that happens. I get a little too overzealous and I end up with a piece that maybe needs a little work later. But the practice was meditative. It gave my hands a break and I got to be a little creative. So overall, it was a win-win. Okay, well, that is my collage. I want to thank you again for joining me in the studio today. I had a really great time and I hope that you did too. Okay, bye. Bye. See ya.